see how that goes.
Twitch is really going through it right now. They are struggling through a hard time internally. I'm not talking about falling off or anything. They haven't lost their spot at the top of the food chain when it comes to streaming.
Yeah.
But internally, it's pure chaos and pandemonium. They've been treading water when it comes to their financials, and it's been getting really bad. They just had...
Twitch has never been profitable in the past 10 years. So I don't know how much money they're losing, but Twitch has never made money for Amazon after costing $1 billion, I think, when they bought it.
Had to
thank you for the sub.
They're stopping the Twitch service in South Korea because it's just prohibitively expensive. They also had the huge round of layoffs.
I don't know how much of an impact that has, that Twitch will not be available in Korea. They're, I guess, mostly using Afrika still, from what I know. I don't know how much of an impact that has, really.
Last year that you might...
Obviously, it's never good, right? And there's some Korean government shenanigans going on, and it's really a shame.
Remember, Twitch is just generating about as much money as CryptoZoo. $0. In fact, less than $0. It's negative monies. Negative clams are being generated by Twitch, and it seems to just keep getting worse. They just had to announce another wave of layoffs at Twitch with 500 employees losing their jobs. 35% of the Twitch workforce was being laid off, as confirmed by Dan Clancy. And today, Dan Clancy actually did a stream just being fully trained.
That's the Twitch CEO. Streaming is very expensive, by the way. Like, providing the servers and encoding, etc., ultra expensive. So high cost, obviously, to run a platform like Twitch. And I think it was when COVID started that Twitch really blew up, obviously. And my guess is they hired a lot of people to just match the hype of more usage on Twitch. And now they're like trimming the fat.
Transparent, going over a lot of things such as the layoffs as well as just Twitch not really making money. Again, that's not a secret. We all knew that. That's about as much of a secret as me being short. Like, everyone knows by just taking a look at Twitch and what's been going on. It definitely fucking sucks how many people just lost their jobs in this most recent wave here, and it's even more unfortunate that it's not exclusive to just Twitch here. This has become extremely common in the tech industry.
Yesterday was Discord, Twitter, of course. Yeah, I guess the entire tech industry. What was I about to say? It's kind of mind-blowing. I don't know from what sector these people got fired, but for example, if I'm not mistaken, there is lots and lots and lots and lots of partnered streamers in the German sector, at least. I don't know, like, obviously worldwide as well, but I can only talk about the German sector. And there's probably thousands of partnered streamers. And as far as I know, there's 2 partnership managers. That's not a lot. These poor guys.
Because so many companies like Twitch started overhiring and went through this period of overgrowth, especially during COVID. And now all at once they're starting to downsize and lay off a ton of people like what they just did. And that's something Dan also talks about.
That we've implied this before, where we say we need to run it sustainably, but I'll be blunt. We aren't profitable at this point. Amazon has been
Loco, by the way, Loco TV with a C, in case you are curious about news regarding streaming, etc. She's the boss of streaming platform news.
Extremely supportive of Twitch, and a big thing for being sustainable over time is ensuring that we don't lose money. And that's a big part of my job, because that's going to be what makes sure we can be here for long term.
This is the CEO of Twitch who is just speaking openly and honestly about what's going on, which is really refreshing, especially given the last CEO who didn't even know that he ran Twitch. Again, This isn't a shocking revelation. I don't think anyone heard this and flew back in their chair and slapped their knee like, well, golly, Twitch not being profitable, never saw that coming. This is the worst kept secret since Darth Vader being Luke Skywalker's father, right?
That's right.
Everyone knew it wasn't making money, and Dan is now just finally saying that out loud and then going over how he plans to fix that. Before going too deep into this subject I want to talk about, I just want to...
It's kind of interesting, though. This has been a thing for like 10 years, as we said. And last year, 2023, they gave a lot more money to creators when it comes to ad revenue, and also a percentage of the bigger streamers get a higher share from subs, like us, thankfully, thanks to you guys, because you have to reach a certain threshold of subs, then you get a better share. This, of course, due to YouTube and Kick becoming more popular, and they had to do something to just keep creators on the platform. But you know, if you're not making money and then give away more money, that's not great.
Give a round of applause to Dan here. He really does seem like he cares. He's constantly streaming on Twitch and interacting with the community, like he plays games with other streamers all the time. When the announcement came with the layoffs, he wanted to go live and just directly answer questions about it and talk transparently about it. So honestly,
imagine Bobby Kotick doing this. Yo, $16 at Taco Bell. Thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs. High five.
It's appreciated that he'll do something like this.
Yeah.
Now, he does say something that I had to raise my eyebrow at. And if this was an NFL game and I was a coach, I'd probably be throwing a challenge flag on the play.
I have no idea what that means.
He says that Amazon has been super supportive of Twitch. And to that I have to say, are you sure? This is some kind of hostage situation? Is Jeff Bezos just off camera with a baseball bat with nails through it, threatening you to say things like that? One of the major criticisms a lot of people, myself included, have stated is that Amazon seems really hands-off with Twitch as a product. For the entire time it's owned it, it hasn't really done too much to try and elevate it, improve it, fix things when things are broken, or really much of anything at all. I think the major contribution that the public can point to when it comes to Twitch and Amazon working together is Amazon offering the Twitch Prime subs, which is a huge component to Twitch.
They probably also offer the servers, because Amazon, you know, has a huge server farm. And of course, if one of your companies gets the servers from one of your other companies, that must be cheaper than getting it from a third party. So that's probably super helpful as well. But yeah, this is something that is probably affecting us the most, and probably affecting you the most, and Twitch Prime.
Twitch, of course, it is a very big deal. But aside from that, there haven't been too many things that Amazon has done for Twitch, at least in what I've seen and what most people have seen. But with the way Dan talks about it throughout this stream, it does seem like Amazon might be significantly more supportive behind closed doors than any of us could possibly ever know. But I did just want to say, like, hearing him really sing the praises of Amazon as a partner was a little surprising for sure, given how little we see with Amazon interacting with Twitch. And speaking of Twitch Primes, I'm going to have to take a little victory lap here and say I told you so. For about 2 years now, I've speculated that Twitch Primes might vanish, at least in their current format. For those that don't know, Twitch Prime is a service offered on the platform where you can sub to a streamer completely for free as long as you have your Prime sub available, and that streamer gets $5 from Twitch. Well, $2.50 from Twitch. For free. All you do is take your Twitch Prime and use it on a streamer. $0 to you, and that streamer gets money from Twitch. I believe that they're just praying, fingers crossed every day, that you forget to use your Prime sub, because when you remember to, you're just costing the company money. And I've said for 2 years, since the holes in the ship started,
like, Prime is not generating anything but like viewer retention or something. That's it. Like, there's no monetary value in Twitch Prime. So use your Prime subs, everybody. Here.
Started to show that that's probably going to be one of the major things that they change. If they don't outright get rid of it, they're going to do some kind of drastic overhaul and change the way it currently is, because that is something that is not sustainable to a business that already isn't profitable. And Dan Clancy talks about that.
Prime is a critical program for many streamers. We've already been looking across the company in terms of how to set us up for the long term. I think we will continue to evolve different aspects of our program, because part of what I'm trying to do is get us into a framework that can live over a long time. The size of the company is one of those things that gets us to the right size for the longer period of time. When we did Partner Plus, we structured that so that we could continue to move that threshold. We're going to keep looking across our strategy with streamers. We did this with the ads incentive program. We want to get to where we can continue to grow and adapt and change as the market changes. And so there may be other changes, but I will tell you, Prime is an important part for our viewers and our creators. So it's important for us to make sure Prime still exists in some way.
It's not a direct...
some way. That sounds like changes are coming. Yep. Oh, we got a hype train. Thank you very much for your Prime, everybody. Mule, Potom, Wojtek, Insulin. There you go. So let's just assume Prime goes away from one day to the other. Let me take a look at my Twitch earnings and how much of that is Prime. I'd say it's around 10% of our income is Prime subs. That's quite a bit. Like, it was nice that they increased the share for paid subs, but if you take Prime away and that 10% goes away, and I'm pretty sure other streamers have higher Prime sub percentages, that's quite a bit of money then.
Answer to the question of if the free benefit to Twitch...
Kevin, who is researching a bit in that field, for some streamers it's way more than 10%, particularly with very young audiences. Yeah, I think I'm not 100% sure how it works, but sometimes Prime prevents from ads and sometimes it doesn't. So for us, it definitely doesn't. So more people buy a regular sub to get the ad-free version of the channel and spend their Prime elsewhere for support. That would be my guess for us.
Primes is disappearing, but I think it's pretty clear with the way he answers it and tiptoes around it, beats around the bush a little bit, that he recognizes the severity of having to change that, but knows that he needs to change it. So the way that he kind of talks around the subject makes it clear that there is change coming. As he's talking about needing to come up with new strategies and everything, I think we can all say with a high level of confidence that the free benefit to the Twitch Primes is going to be an ancient relic of the forgotten past. In 50 years, you'll tell your grandkids there used to be a way to sub to your favorite streamer for free. And they'll call you crazy and tell you to take your medicine and go back to Arkham.
I mean, they reduced the value of Prime already, right? When they took ad freedom away. So we'll see what else they can do.
Asylum, you old geezer. But that's the way the cookie crumbles, it seems. Now, this is a big I told you so moment for me because like I said, I was beating the drum saying, hey, Twitch Primes probably aren't going to last forever. Hey, you know, like a doomsday prepper kind of thing. And it looks like that day is coming up sooner than I thought it would, to be honest. But we still don't know exactly what's going to change about it. If I had to look into my crystal ball and take another guess, I would say they're going to keep the Prime program around, but a diet version of it, a bootleg, watered-down version of the Twitch Prime service that we know and love currently. I think that it'll probably end up being more of like a discount code situation where if you have a Prime available, once a month you can sub to your favorite streamer for half off. So instead of costing you $5 to sub to your favorite streamer, it'll cost you $2.50. And then they get the $2.50, the streamer you sub to. I think that's probably...
Would the share then be split as well? I don't know. But yeah, enjoy the Prime while it lasts. We shouldn't be shocked if Prime goes away.
How it'll work, so it'll no longer be free, but it'll be a discount on a sub, so like 50% or maybe even less. I really have no idea. But that's kind of how I envision this going in the future. They're not going to outright get rid of it, I don't think. It'll likely be in that manner. So we'll see. We'll see if I go 2 for 2 on the Twitch Prime, boogeyman predictions here. But anyway, Dan Clancy also just directly answered a question a viewer asked about, is Twitch at risk of just getting the axe from Amazon? And he said emphatically no, and that Amazon is very much in this race. They are heavily invested in this, and there's no chance, really, that Twitch just crumbles and goes under or anything at the moment.
Yeah.
They're going through this turbulent period internally, but he is optimistic that things will look up in the future for it, and he has some ideas on where to take things, and, well, I guess we'll just have to wait and see how it all plays out. But it really was an insightful live stream. Again, I haven't really seen a CEO be this transparent.
That's cool.
I expected he'd only be answering heavily curated comments, but he doesn't just answer only softballs. There were a couple he answered that I thought for sure he would avoid and shy away from, such as, is it true some of the employees that were laid off found out they no longer had a job through social media as opposed to through you guys? But he actually did answer it. That and a couple other questions that I thought for sure would not be addressed at all. So overall, I do think that was a pretty cool gesture from him, and I guess we'll just have to wait and see how things start to pan out for Twitch going forward. While I don't think Twitch is in any danger of being buried 6 feet under immediately, as I've said, I am skeptical that Twitch will be around in a decade. With the direction things have been going, it makes me concerned about the future of Twitch, at least in the capacity that it's currently at. Where other streaming services are growing, Twitch seems to be kind of staying in the same place and then going through more internal struggle.
Yeah.
So it makes it seem far more dire as an outsider looking in, but Dan seems to believe that Twitch's best years are ahead of them as opposed to behind.
It feels like the gaming sector on Twitch is kind of saturated because everybody and their mother already streaming on Twitch, and they kind of failed to get talk shows and other stuff on Twitch. Like, they are mostly doing YouTube now, or start out with YouTube Live. That would be the biggest potential growth. And of course, like, there's only fans for the adult section and other platforms. So they don't really stay in the gray for that. That would of course be financially another big thing, but then of course it's also reputation that you lose
behind them. So perhaps they have like a really good strategy going forward. But yeah, just wanted to talk about it a little bit. That's it. So yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Good video. Moist, one of the best people on YouTube, on streaming, on content creating, I think. Always nice. Always good takes. Yeah, I'm not worried per se, but after a lot of wins that we got, like multi-streaming is allowed, hey, YouTube, a better share for creators, ad incentive, even though it's not perfect, it's definitely better than it was before. There was a lot of wins for Twitch last year, and, you know, there might be an L coming. Might be